It is the 9th day of August, the year 2024. Glad that you're tuned to KUTV Primetime News tonight. A lot has been happening in the country today. A lot has happened this week, and the effects of it have been felt throughout the week, and we're here to summarize it all with the coming of the end of the week. Our reporters have been up and about, interacting with different issues and different people, and they have brought you different stories. Here are the top ones. Two petitioners want High Court to declare appointment of the 19 CSAs illegal. President William Ruto applauds decision to form a broad-based government during his Mount Kenya region tour. Beatrice Askul vows to oversee the procurement of relief food in a transparent manner. And Livestock Principal Secretary Jonathan Mweke defends the embattled Livestock Bill 2024. This is KUTV Primetime News with Mutegi K. Martin. And our very own Lucy Kiari joins us in the sign language interpretation tonight. Be sure to join us for the next 30 or so minutes to inform you on what's happening in the country and beyond. You can find us on X at KUTV_Kenya. On YouTube, it's KUTV Kenya. KUTV News Kenya, that's it. We go to the first story. Now, the fate of the just sworn 19 cabinet secretaries now hangs in the balance after two petitioners sought the High Court to declare the appointment of these cabinet secretaries illegal, citing inadequate public participation process. Our very own Theo Masharia has more.
Moments just after taking their oaths of office as cabinet secretaries, a petition seeking to revoke the appointment of the 19 new cabinet secretaries was filed at the High Court. The petition filed by Wanjiru Gekonyo, an activist, and the Kenya Human Rights Commission expressed its dissatisfaction with the entire vetting process on 4 grounds, which include lack of parliamentary accountability, where the petitioners argue that the criteria for the acceptance or rejection of the CSs were determined in secrecy without public accountability. The petitioners also flagged the manner in which the CS's swearing-in was done just a day after completion of their vetting process. Further, the petitioners argued that the vetting process failed to address integrity concerns and went on to clear individuals with potential questionable ethics, on the spot being the 20th respondent, Wycliffe Oparanya.
To my knowledge,
the petitioners lastly argue that the Moses Wetangula-led committee overlooked relevant aspects of a candidate's background, qualifications, and suitability for the role, leading to their appointments as cabinet secretaries. Ruto's ambition to hit the ground running with his new cabinet secretaries now stands threatened following this petition before the High Court at a time when the court has declared unconstitutional several projects that lacked adequate public participation. Theo Masharia for KUTV News.
Now, President William Ruto has defended and applauded his broad-based government, terming it inclusive. The head of state was speaking in Murang'a County, where he said that this broad-based government had the ability to seize the chaos that have been spreading in the country in the past few weeks. Take a look.
Simuliona juzi
Watu walikuwa wananisumbua kidogo.
President William Ruto has today taken his 3-day development tour in Mount Kenya region to Murang'a County, not at all shying away from applauding his cabinet reconstitution, a move that saw 19 cabinet secretaries sworn in yesterday.
Mnataka nifungie wengine nje ama niwalete wote pamoja ndani?
According to President Ruto, the recent public uproar forced him to take this precautionary measure, with his deputy Rigathi Gachagua, who was previously opposing the broad-based government, now taking a U-turn.
Vile nyinyi wote mlikubaliana, tukasema tuunde serikali ya kuunganisha wa Kenya. Juzi nimetengeneza baraza ya mawaziri ya kuleta kila mtu hapo ndani. Ile mtu wako na kisirani akuja hapo ndani. Ile yako na maneno mzuri akuja hapo ndani. Tukubaliane hapa ndani vile Kenya itaenda mbele.
Na sisi rais tumekuunga mkono vile umesema tushikane wa Kenya wote. Tuunde serikali ya kila mtu. Ndio sisi sote tutembee pamoja. Na sisi watu ya area hii tumekuunga 100%. Wewe sasa tumepata mawaziri wapya, wakuje utuongoze, tufanyie wananchi wetu kazi.
However, the head of state seemingly shifted blames to some of the Azimio leaders who are at the forefront in opposing his plan to hike taxes, stating that it is now a suitable moment for them to bear the name Zakayo after swearing in the former ODM chairperson John Badi as the National Treasury CS.
Hawa watu wananiita Zakayo na ile pesa mimi natafuta si yangu. Sasa mimi nauliza nyinyi, kwani hii pesa mimi natafuta ya Kenya? Ile pesa mimi natafuta ya Kenya inaenda kwa akaunti yangu? Si ni pesa ya Kenya? Si ni ya kujenga barabara? Si ni ya kujenga stima? Si ni ya kusomesha watoto wetu? Si ni ya kulipa madawa? Sasa mimi nauliza, sisi wote tufanye hiyo kazi pamoja? Ndio nimesema kila mtu akuje hapa tukue Zakayo, sisi wote tutafute hii pesa.
The president additionally cautioned protesters to cease their demos, terming Kenya a democratic country.
Kenya ni nchi ya demokrasia. Kenya ni nchi ambayo tunaamini kwa amani. Hatutaki fujo, hatutaki maafa, hatutaki kuharibu mali ya watu. Sisi ni watu wa kujenga nchi, sio kubomoa.
With the issue of Ruto's broad-based government continuing to evoke mixed reactions among Kenyans, all eyes are now shifted to the newly sworn-in cabinet to see if the trajectory of the country will change to better or worse. James Baraka, KUTV News.
And in other news, Dorcas Oduor, the nominated Attorney General, today appeared before the National Assembly Committee for Vetting, and the lawmaker has insisted on the need to involve public constitutional amendments and introducing policy guidelines for public participation with the exercise of liberal democracy. Take a look.
Dorcas Oduor, the nominee for Attorney General, has pledged to involve the public in reviewing the Constitution, insisting on exercising liberal democracy if approved. Appearing before the National Assembly Committee headed by Moses Wetangula, Dorcas has added that the Constitution is, and I quote, ripe to be reviewed.
We exercise liberal democracy by the people and for the people. And the rule of law requires that when we make laws, people must participate in making of laws. The laws must be available. The laws must be accessible. It is therefore my submission, Mr. Speaker, sir, as to what should be changed in the constitutional constitution or reviewed in the constitution will depend on what Kenyans will decide. We are now ripe to relook at the constitution.
The Secretary of Public Prosecutions at the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution has also vowed to lead in defending the government so that it does not lose court cases.
Whether or not I will be able to go to court to defend the government, Honorable Speaker, sir, and members of this committee, I will lead from the front.
She has also touched on the issue of compensation of the people who were affected during the unfinanced bill protest, a question that was raised during the vetting, where she said that she will prioritize that as it is a part of Attorney General's work.
To buttress the gaps that I was talking about in the criminal justice system, I think the Victim Compensation Act and the Victim Compensation Board I'm sorry if I don't get the names right, that fall under the office of the Attorney General should be operationalized so that we give the parameters and the standards of compensation of victims.
If approved, the nominee will go down in history as the first female Attorney General in Kenya and will be expected to formulate legal policies and ensure proper administration of Kenya's legal system, including promoting, protecting, and upholding the rule of law and defending the public interest, which she has insisted on doing.
Oduor, do swear that the evidence I shall give before this committee on the matter under its consideration shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Oduor, who is a High Court advocate with a master's degree in international conflict management and a Bachelor of Laws from the University of Nairobi. If approved, she will replace former Attorney General Justin Muturi following his July 11 sacking alongside the entire cabinet by His Excellency President William Ruto. Dongo Pauline, KUTV.
To assess.
In closely related news, Beatrice Askul, who is the EAC-CS nominee, was the first to appear before the Wetangula-led committee today. With her fate pegged on the committee's decision, Beatrice vowed to employ the effective measures to curb issues of corruption revolving around the procurement of relief food. She further stated that if approved, she will implement efficient water harvesting techniques in order to mitigate adverse effects of drought as witnessed in the country.
I'll now invite the Deputy Speaker to ask you.
Beatrice Askul, the East Africa Community Affairs and Regional Development Cabinet Secretary nominee, today was put to task by the Wetangula-led committee to defend and showcase her ability and authenticity in regard to the docket matters and state the reasons why she thinks she's the best for the position.
Leader, you've just come in. Are you ready to?
In response to concerns about shortfalls in the East Africa Union's funding policy due to partners not honoring their remittances, Beatrice Askul stated she would explore alternative funding options. She added that plans to investigate the underlying reasons behind these payment issues will be addressed effectively.
Is it then possible within the framework of what to be implemented to make sure we look at the alternative ways of fundraising? So that we as a member state of East Africa community explore to benchmark from institutions that have done similar services like African Union, so that we get to know which approaches are they using to sustain themselves so that we can benchmark.
Beatrice Askul also vowed to oversee the procurement of relief food personally. She aims to prevent corruption and ensure transparency in the process, addressing issues that have plagued the ministry in the past. Her involvement is intended to ensure that all practices are conducted fairly and legally.
Be approved by this committee. I'll make sure I'll be myself present in terms of if this is the pre-qualification, what is the market price, so that we get value for money.
Addressing drought and flood management, Askul emphasized her commitment to proactive measures. She plans to implement water harvesting techniques to better prepare the country for both water scarcity and surplus, reducing the risk of being caught off guard.
If I'm appointed or approved by this committee, I will be able to look at the measures that are sustainable and how to do water harvest instead of just leaving it go downstreams. The other thing is alternative means of survival. Like if you utilize a report of early warning, that would mean now we will prepare our people to question themselves from their hard effects.
If confirmed, Askul vowed to be dedicated to her role and make a significant impact. Ocheng Cynthia for KUTV News.
Honorable member should understand.
And Jonathan Mweke, the Livestock Principal Secretary, has come to the defense of the contentious Livestock Bill 2024, asserting that it was designed with the farmers' best interest at heart. Jonathan, who spoke at a function in Bere South, maintained that the bill is aimed to ensure quality feed and seeds for livestock improvement among issues raised by farmers. Opposing the bill was that the law that sought to outlaw the insemination of livestock using seeds from unregistered breeders.
Several proposals contained in the contentious Livestock Bill 2024 presented before Parliament has had several farmers up in arms opposing some of the proposals that they feel will affect their operations negatively. And even though Parliament has now withdrawn the bill from consideration to allow involvement of stakeholders, the Livestock Principal Secretary Jonathan Mweke has defended the bill, stating it was curated with the interests of the farmers at heart.
Tumeongea na wakulima, tumewaambia hii sheria tuko nayo ya Livestock Bill tulipeleka mbunge, ni sheria mzuri kuwasaidia kuhakikisha ile chakula ya mifugo wananunua iko hali ya juu.
The bill in question seeks to outlaw insemination of livestock with seeds from unregistered breeders, while also illegalizing the formulation of animal feeds without licenses and proper certification, among other changes. The farmers were concerned that the proposed bill would potentially drive up costs for their businesses.
About this livestock bill, and I have engaged the Principal Secretary and the Ministry of Livestock Development. They have clarified a number of things, but we are asked them to engage all the stakeholders.
Jonathan's sentiments come as Parliament moved to withdraw the bill.
Tumefanya round na nimefurahi kwa sababu tumeachiwa vaccination za kutosha ambayo itaweza kusaidia wakulima katika sehemu hii.
Mweke, who spoke while launching a vaccination exercise for goats and sheep at Umau grounds, emphasized that the vaccinations are part of efforts to keep herds healthy for the international market, which promises better returns for farmers. Joylene Akware, KUTV.
Are you familiar with the Mutumwa Program? If you're not, here it is. The country marked a significant milestone with the Mutumwa Program send-off ceremony at the Kenyatta International Convention Center, KICC. 350 seasonal workers are heading to the United Kingdom as part of this ambitious scheme aimed at tackling domestic unemployment and opening doors for Kenyan youth on the global stage.
Kenya's Mutumwa Program takes center stage with the send-off of 350 seasonal workers to the United Kingdom. Despite recent protests in the UK, Labour and Social Protection Cabinet Secretary Alfred Mutua said that Kenya remains committed to enhancing international labour opportunities for its youth.
The program is, right now we are pushing maybe 2,000 workers per month, per week. And my task is to push it to 10,000 a week. That means 40,000 young people to go overseas per week, which means we'll be looking at getting a minimum of about 1,000 plus per county per week, because we want it to be national. As we look at skills development and some of the things that you're doing.
He also said that the government is cracking down on rogue labor agencies, giving them a 1-week ultimatum to cease operations, as he apologized to those conned by rogue agencies and promised to arrest and seize the assets of those agencies and money given back to those conned.
So we're going to make sure we line up this system, and I want to give notice to rogue agents that your time is gone. Please, I give you 1 week to pack and move away from Kenya. Because now we are not going to play around with people's lives. And I want to apologize on behalf of the Kenyan government and all of us for the many young people who've been conned their monies. And we are going to make sure the people who did this are arrested, locked in jail, and we grab their assets and we give money back to the people who are conned.
Prime CS Musalia Mudavadi announced plans for a bilateral labor agreement with Germany, which will open doors for 250,000 skilled Kenyan workers across various sectors. Mudavadi also called for peace to ensure a stable business environment and urged Kenyans to collect their passports, with over 110,000 currently uncollected.
Next month, the government of Kenya is going to sign with the government of Germany a bilateral labor agreement, because Germany is looking in the medium term or medium to short term they're looking for close to 250,000 skilled workers in different sectors.
As the country strives to address unemployment and expand its global presence, the government's measures to ensure fair practices and build new partnerships underscore a commitment to both domestic and international progress. Abdul Samad Mahmoud, KUTV.
It is time for us to take a short break right here on KUTV Primetime News. We'll be back shortly.
Are you an aspiring media practitioner, a graduate, or you just want to advance your skills in television production? Then welcome to Kenyatta University, where education meets innovation. KUTV, the premier university television station in Kenya, is now offering short courses in TV studio, field technical operations, and video editing. Through these courses, you will acquire hands-on skills on camera operations, media production, lighting techniques, audiovisual editing, and sound and visual control, and how to operate key equipment in modern TV control room. Enroll today at KUTV and discover your full potential in cutting-edge TV broadcasting. Graduates of these courses will receive professional certificates. For more information, visit our offices at KUTV Studios or call us on 020-870-4252 or 020-870-4255 or SMS us on 0739-110-544. KUTV, a new experience.
Shuka akawa tuzo, ukakamavu wake, ukatii na kumfanya mwenye bidii. Kwa machozi na makeke, akabaini jinsi ya kuweni. Huyu ni mwanamke ngangari, kwa jinsi alivyo ng'ari-ng'ari. Mimi ni mwanamke mwake. Usikose kutazama kipindi cha mwanamke mwake, nami Caroline Kimweli.
You are watching KUTV Primetime News with Mutegi K. Martin. Lucy, Kiari and I are back to make sure that you're informed on what's happening in this country and beyond. Therefore, welcome back. Now, former Foreign Affairs Minister for Somalia, that is Fauzia Yusuf Adam, paid a courtesy call on Honorable Raila Odinga today. This comes after she withdrew her candidacy for the African Union Commission chairperson position amid candidacies from 4 other nations vying for the prestigious position. Fauzia declared her support for Raila in running for the AUC chairmanship, pledging to use her networks to ensure the former Prime Minister wins the contest on the first round of voting.
Today, I've decided to also step down and support His Honorable Raila Odinga. I am in the spirit of Pan-Africanism and for Eastern Africa unity and development. I would like to support his candidacy, and I'm very pleased to do it.
And residents of Maragua have been suffering at the hands of an anonymous group they only know as Nginda Community, who they say have been vandalizing water infrastructure belonging to Muranga Water and Sanitation Company, MUWASCO, and the Muranga South Water and Sanitation Company, MUWASCO, leaving the leaving the residents of the area to untreated water for domestic use. Ivy Masharia with more on this.
Residents of Maragua have been left at the risk of contracting waterborne diseases following the vandalization of water infrastructure belonging to Murang'a Water and Sanitation Company Muwasco and Murang'a South Water and Sanitation Company Muswasco by a group known as Nginda Community. Murang'a Water and Sanitation Company Muwasco Managing Director Daniel Ng'ang'a called the activities of Nginda community pure anarchy and that it could lead to the residents of the area catching diseases. He assured that the company had taken the issue up with leadership and security apparatus.
Issues that have been happening for the last 2 weeks, which I would call anarchy, because they have a community calling itself Nginda community, have taken law into their hands, destroyed the pipe that takes water to Maragua, destroyed the treatment place for Murang'a South, and had even disconnected the Maragua hospital.
The group, which claims that water should be free, has been going around removing water meters and connecting residents to untreated water. The group is also accused of disconnecting water to Maragua Level 4 Hospital and Murang'a Technical Training Institute. The residents complained that this has been happening since towards the end of May and that they have been at a risk of contracting a multitude of diseases. Police Water Unit Commander Mr. Samuel Olarasha stated that despite the ongoing investigations into the vandalism of government water pipes, no culprits have been identified. He, however, guaranteed that when caught, the culprits would be dealt with according to the law.
Vandalism katika pipes za serikali ambayo imewekwa ili ipatie wananchi maji ilifanyika. Na ingawa bado tunafanya upelelezi hatujawapata wale walihusika. Tukiwapata tutawashtaki kulingana na sheria vile iko. Kilichoko ni kwamba maji ni uhai.
Maragua resident Saraguchu spoke of the residents wanting a reliable water source and water management that has set rules. She also emphasized on the need for clean and affordable water.
Sisi kile tunahitaji tu maji yenye ni reliable, haikosi, maji yenye ni ina management yenye at least iko na set rules, na pia tunataka maji yenye ni affordable na maji safi yenye tunaweza tumia kwa maboma zetu. Hatuna shida na maji ya kulima, tukipewa tutashukuru pia. Pia sisi ni wakulima.
Residents in Maragua can only hope that the water wrangles are resolved, as water is a fundamental need of people from all walks of life. Ivy Masharia, KUTV.
Muwasco and Muswasco. Quite a tongue twister. Thank you, Ivy Masharia, for that story. Now, as the Ministry of Education seeks to establish a sustainable funding mechanism for continued provision of quality higher education through the new student-centered funding model, Kenyatta University is now offering professional guidance to 2023 KCSE students on how to benefit from the university's fund. Our very own Theo Masharia reports.
Kenyatta University has enhanced access to information about the university's fund for new students who completed the KCSE in 2023. This fund offers scholarships of up to 70% based on financial need. The support is geared towards assisting students in joining Kenyatta University for the 2024-2025 academic year and beyond. The deadline for applications for higher education funding for undergraduate and technical and vocational education and training TVET students has been extended to Thursday, August 15th, 2024. To ensure efficient service delivery, Kenyatta University has opened support offices in all the satellite campuses that include Kenyatta University Main Campus, Nairobi City Campus, Mombasa Campus, Parklands Campus, Kitui Campus, and Nakuru Campus. To unlock your future, enroll now for the postgraduate, undergraduate, diploma and certificate programs offered in the following modes: self-sponsored programs, virtual and open learning, continuing education program, and TVET. The new higher education funding model is being implemented collaboratively by several key entities including the Universities Fund, Higher Education Loans Board, HELB, Kenya Universities and Colleges Central Placement Service KUTVNEWS, and the State Department for Technical and Vocational Education and Training. For more information on how to apply for the higher education financing, visit our website on applications.ku.ac.ke or www.hef.co.ke.
Thank you, Theo Masharia. It's 22 minutes to the top of the hour. We'll take another short break. We'll be coming back with sports news. Stay here.
Uncertainty looms and opportunities are scarce. It's time to break from the barrier and unlock your full potential.
We must live within our means. We cannot spend money that we don't have.
We will explore the fascinating world of investment, trade secrets, and entrepreneurship.
Sasa challenges ziko mingi sana. Parking ya mzigo imekuwa mbaya. Unaweka pesa yako inakataa kurudi.
Whether you're a seasoned investor or just starting out, we've got you covered with invaluable insights to help you succeed.
Now, this year we have seen a rebound in the economy, which is well above the global average of the 3%.
Join me, Anyango Sylvia, every Sunday and Monday on KUTV News at 9, and let's turn your dreams into reality.
Kaunti maarufu kwa kuzalisha maziwa na ukuzaji wa majani chai. Pia, serikali ya kaunti inawahimiza wakulima kukumbatia mitindo mingine ya kilimo kuzidisha mapato.
Kama kuna kikundi moja inafanya biashara ya kuuza kuku, hao pia tumewafadhili kuwafunza jinsi ya kuhandle zile kuku kwa sababu wanaleta kwa wingi.
Haya yote tunakuletea katika Boresha Kilimo, toleo la kaunti ya Bomet.
Kilimo ni nguzo kubwa kwa ujenzi wa taifa.
Welcome back. Let's get sporty, and your guess is right. It's about the Olympics that we begin with. World 800-meter silver medalist Emmanuel Wanyonyi stormed to victory with an outstanding time of 1 minutes 43 seconds and 32 milliseconds, securing his spot in the final with ease, while Wycliffe Kinyamal finished third in heat 2 of the men's 800 meters to bow out of the 800-meter race. In other races lined up for today, Beatrice Chebet will lead Kenyan contingent in the women 10,000-meter race alongside compatriots Lilian Kasait and Margaret Chelimo. And in other news, former athletes have opened a 21-day athletic training camp in Kilgoris, Transmara West Sub-County, aiming to nurture and boost local sports talent within Narok County. Former athletes have highlighted the importance of this camp and called upon the government to continue supporting young athletes.
Former athletes in Narok County have opened a 21-day athletic training camp in Kilgoris, aiming to nurture local talents within the county. They have called upon the government to continue supporting young talents in the region. Speaking at socio-secondary school where the training camp is being held, Paul Keriako emphasized the immense athletic potential in Narok County, adding that the camp aims at developing young athletes from the region.
The children that we were with them here, many of them has reached the national level in primary schools. When they come back, they don't get a space to continue sharpening their talent.
On the other hand, Leshao Suntu highlighted the importance of restoring Transmara's lost athleticism glory, citing that they are anticipating over 35 youth athletes to attend the training camp, hoping to produce the country's next generation of athletes.
As a coach, I want to promise our people that I will do my level best to see that at the end of this season, as we enter into the cross country, at least 6 of my girls will be in the national team that will represent this country.
Jackson Mushonkoi, one of the organizing members, urged the government to continue supporting young talents, expressing hope that his daughter, who has shown great potential, will be nurtured to become a future champion. Sam Metiaki, KUTV Sports.
It is 16 minutes to the top of the hour. We'll leave it at that. Thank you so much for joining us in 3/4 of an hour of information on what's happening in the country and beyond. Be sure to stay tuned to KTV, which is a new experience bringing you entertainment, education, and inspiration in equal measure. Be sure to join our programming even as we continue to stream our programs live on KUTV Kenya. And you can be sure to talk to us on our X platform at KUTV_Kenya. Big shout out to everyone that has made this bulletin possible under the leadership of the news of Laban Shaban in the newsroom, and of course my director, the one and only James Baraka, who is heading a wonderful team that is making sure that we get this news live at this particular moment. And that's why we leave it for now once again, and we shall continue to keep you informed even as we see the broad-based government coming into place and setting the balls rolling, seeing how they are going to achieve what their predecessors have been able to start, and changing what some other predecessors have been able to introduce that were not very favorable with the people of Kenya. We continue to keep you updated with more on that and much more in this country. And of course, as we gear to the end of the Olympics, KTV will be here to inform you on what has been happening even in the Olympics world, among other stories. Lucy Kiari is our sign language interpreter for tonight. My name is Mutegi K. Martin. Good night.